And hello, welcome to this video. So in this video, I just want to briefly explain the structure of OPCUA model design XML file, because it's pretty complex. And I mean, after thinking about this, yeah, it's probably not the best way if you want to rapidly prototype and develop code. So there are some practical issues with using this. For example, this what do you call that? Model design XML from Kudzai, this YouTuber. So he does the Industry 4.0 TV. Here I downloaded his stuff, and even for a simple batch plant, you can see that this is what. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, 400 lines of code, and this is only like 4, 5, 6 components. So it's way too much work for that. However, since I kind of want to finish what I started, so I'm going to just try to make a temperature sensor, so to speak. Okay, so what are the classes? What are the things we pay attention to here? Okay, there are a few types over here for the OPCUA. First is the base object type. Base object types, they are basically, they are the OPC kind of classes that you can have. Okay, and if you can see OPC object type, this refers to OPCUA classes, because objects are concrete, like things you can interact with them. Object types are, objects are instances of classes, and objects are instances of object types. So if you make an empty object type, you will tend to end up with a class inside your OPCUA code. So let me just demonstrate that to you. Okay, over here I have, I'm going to comment this part out first. Over here, I'm trying to have, these few things. First of all is my OPC model design. Second is my OPC namespaces. Third, I have OPC data type, symbolic name. All of these things are here. Next, I'm going to make an empty object type. So it's just like this, okay? When the typing out process is like this, OPC object type. Okay, press tab, and all you need to do is go do symbolic name, and then you press tab, and maybe I call ABC123, and then the next thing you do is the base type. Oops. Okay, base type. Okay, press enter, and you can do UA base object type. The autocomplete won't fill out for you, but this is basically how you make this empty simple base object types. Okay, I'm just going to delete this, and also do note that over here, my namespaces, the XML namespace here, target namespace, target XML namespace, and the OPCUA namespaces here all have to be changed to my model if you want to have them compile under a different file. Okay, so that's all you need to do to make a simple base object. However, this is very empty and there's nothing much you can do with this. So I'm just going to compile this straight away. Okay, so I'm going to compile using this OPCUA model compiler.exe, compile my model.xml, output my model.csv, and let me put it to my outputs folder. Okay, and here's the stuff in my models folder. I can go to the constants or the classes, and you can see that now my model is not empty anymore. There is a partial class. Now it's called temperature sensor. Okay, so there's this temperature sensor class which I've added under a new object type. So this has become a class, and it inherits from this base object state. Okay, so the only thing you see here is the object. You have a base object state kind of a class over here, and over that will have a lot of methods to initialize stuff, and there will be some initialization string here. And all of these, there's nothing else here. Okay, there's nothing else here. So because we didn't add any properties, methods, or fields, so don't even bother with that. Yeah, but you can add them over here as you would using using this. So I can add a description, I can add some children to it, like variable property method. So let me put this OPC children. Okay, and then I'll put OPC method. Okay, what are the fields in method? In the methods field, okay, I don't know. Let me take a look here. Method. Okay, OPC method, symbolic name, modeling rule. Okay, at least these two. OPC method, symbolic name. Okay, symbolic name. Well, what method should we have? Maybe we just call this thing read. Okay, read. And what's the next one? Modeling rule. Okay, so modeling rule. Okay, and then you have all these options that kind of come out here on your IntelliSense now. You have it come out in the autocomplete. So here are your methods. Here's the method. That's one of the things you can add as the children of the temperature sensor. Next thing I can do is property. Okay, property. And what can we have in property here? Let's look for property. Okay, you can put data type, type definition, all of these things here. So I'm just going to put a string here, symbolic name and data type. That's all. So symbolic name. Okay, I can put sensor name and string. Maybe I'll just put the oops, what? Yeah, my Vim key bindings are getting the better of me. Yeah, we'll put data type. Data type. UA string. Okay, just with these two, let's try compiling the thing. Okay, so I'm going to just compile it straight away here. If there are errors, they'll complain to us and tell us, but for now it's okay. So I'm going to delete this buffer. I'm going to open this classes thing up. Okay, looks like we might have some new code now. Okay, so we have a sensor name property. Okay, we have get children methods. We have a base instance state. All these auto-generated C# codes. Okay, so okay, so the methods here, the only method that we have here is just a get children method. Okay, so yeah, I don't know whether we have this read method that we can find. Let's try the read let's try finding the word read in here. Okay, we can't find anything. Okay, see whether you can find read in here. Okay, these are built-in classes. Constants, let's look at read. Okay, so there is a temperature sensor method ID. Okay, temperature sensor read, it will register as an ID. Okay, so here is what we have for this method ID. It will like auto register some method ID and all of these things. So yeah, this is what you get. Okay, so this is what you can do to add stuff to a base object type. Okay, and I think that's basically it. Or maybe we can put a temperature reading here as well. I can make this OPC variable, and what will this type be? I'll put a symbolic name to be what do you call it? Temperature value in C. And what else? Okay, the data type. We can put the data type or base type. Okay, so let's see. Here we have. Let's see if we have any new data type here. Okay, he's using all the in-house data types. So I have to kind of take a look to see whether they're using new data types here. We're defining a lot of data types over here, but we hardly ever use them. So I wonder, oh yeah. Okay, let me go back there. Okay, you see the data type here we use is vector. Okay, we can use our defined data types and we kind of just put it into one of our fields. So we can specify the data type. Okay, specify the data type, and I'm going to actually, instead of using UA double, I'm going to say is this complex data type called temperature reading. So let me put temperature reading here. Temperature reading, save it, and let's try and compile it. You should get the new something different. Okay, and let's go back to our classes. We're going to delete this buffer. Okay, and I'm going to open this up. Okay, let's go look for temperature value. See, so this becomes sort of a new property. The base data variable state temperature reading, it will have a temperature value C. It's a property that actually returns I believe the variables. If you take a look at the variables, okay, look at the variables, you will see that there are two variables here. One is called the sensor name, one is called the base data variable state. So this is how changing the code here will kind of change up the C# code. But you can see that it's a fair bit of effort even to make a so-called simple temperature sensor. Yeah, and we have not even like touched on how to actually read the temperature sensor from the OPC server or client just yet. But I think that's it for now. We'll probably want to try using these classes inside actual C# code, maybe put it into our demo test server or something like that and do things with it. Yeah, but it's a very unwieldy way of coding OPC UA. So yeah, definitely it's good if this is like your full-time job. Otherwise, like if you're trying to do stuff with OPC UA and you're trying to develop things in a rapid manner or rapid prototype, this is probably not the way to go. You might want to use Python, you might want to use Rust, but or at least a SDK, but not this. So I think that's all I have for this video. See you next time.